Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Alphadia 1 and 2 running on Nintendo Switch. Now, apparently this is a new game, sort of like a remastered version of 1 and 2, but it's a single title that combines both the storylines, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure what led to this decision, but this is the series that that made me kind of fall in love with the Kemco EXE Create games. So it is interesting that they'd come back and re-release it, and not as single titles, but as one title, which kind of makes sense. You know, it really is a continuation. I think 1 and 2 are, and then the other Alphadia games I think they take place many years before and after all the other games. Got some control options here, and then this is the DLC section. So if you bought some DLC, this is where you can toggle it on and off. The base game's only $18, and then each piece of DLC is anywhere from $3 to $5, depending on which one you want to buy. Alright, yeah, Alphadia 1 and 2, huh? So let's check it out. We'll just do normal settings. Let's do that. Alphadian year, 1071. It had almost been a century since an armistice of the Energy War. The Energy War, a great conflict in which the lives of countless people were lost and an abundance of resources exhausted. As a result, people were used like fodder as each hungry nation fell into the war that reduced the world's population to a mere fraction came to a silent, vowing to never repeat the tragic mistakes of the predecessors. Nevertheless, such a period could not last forever. We're in a real rush, that's for sure, huh? The Schwarzschild Empire, which persisted in the research of energy and increased the nations grown accustomed to peace and which had not the strength, soon fought during this time of uncertainty. Events that would indeed shape the history was about to start at a small town called Highland. Town of Highland, outskirts. You know, Ash, sometimes I feel like doing guard duty out here is seriously the pits. Nothing exciting ever happens in these parts. Kareem, you never know what might happen if we, or someone else, weren't out here watching over everyone's safety. And besides, it's our job to protect the people of Highland. Yeah, I know, but still. Man, when are the other gonna show up and relieve us? I'm starved. Huh? Who are those people over there? It looks like they're headed this direction. Come on, Ash. Visitors to our town? Psh, that'd be like a once-in-a-blue-moon happening if that were really the case. Holy crap, you were serious, weren't you? You see that, Ash? Something doesn't look right at all. Are they being pursued? Panting. Princess Shion, Highness. It's not much farther. If you can make it safely into town, these soldiers will not so easily be able to attempt to lay their hands on you. But you must think about yourself too, Wide. You're bleeding profusely from that wound you received while trying to protect me. Suffer not yourself to consider my plight. Run, for our pursuers are already upon us. Oh, interesting graphic style they went for. Well, they went for like a demake. I think the original was like a much cleaner looking game. Of course, it's been years. I think I played it on the Wii, so my impressions may not be exactly, the truth. Recollections may not exactly reflect reality. Right? Yeah, well, nice knowing you. I won't leave you, not after we've come this far. Wheel, take my shoulder. Or Wide? Maybe Wide. Wide, I guess, kind of makes sense. Highness, I am no use to you. Leave me and save yourself, I beg of you. How can you expect me just to leave you to your fate? You know what these soldiers will do to you if you fall into their hands. It is for the greater good. If it is for the greater good, so be it. No matter what happens to me, you are the one whom I must prevent from falling into their hands, whatever the cost. You guys are doing a lot of talking for being attacked. Your life is more precious than 1,000 of mine. Wide. You mustn't say such things. Please, if anyone can hear me, I beg of you to help us. I mean, I guess we can't just pretend that we didn't hear them. Hey, are you two alright? You are... There's no time for that now. The both of you just stay back and let us handle these guys. There's nothing I hate more than filthy, thieving bandits in this world, and we've got way too many of them these days. As for the likes of you, scumbags, this is the end of the line. Kareem, you quit yammering and draw your weapon before they get the upper hand on us? Oh, you bet I will. And for the record, you punks, what goes on in the outside world stays in the outside world. If you think I'm going to allow you to waltz in here and run amok on my home turf, you've got another thing coming. Now show me what you've got. Yeah, like I said, it's an interesting look they've decided to go for. Because the original was like heavily vector based. So it looked like, it looked like a Flash game, the original. Yeah, it's not running Unity, which is strange. I thought for sure all their new games would run Unity. Or maybe it is. They just didn't show the logo at the beginning. We sure took care of them. Yeah, all talk and no game is what they are. Are you two alright? Hey, can either of you hear me? No worries, Ash. They're unconscious is all. Sure does beg the question of who this pair is and where they are and where they're from, though. Brigands? Thieves, maybe? Nah, definitely not this one. The way he handled the sword was impressive, to say the least. And the way he talked was a bit strange, too. Now those rose emblems on their shoulders, on the soldier's armor. Though I can't put my finger on it at the moment, I know I've seen that mark somewhere before. So just in case you're wondering, that's why I'm positive this guy ain't no common thief. I guess we'll have to ask them who they are when they come to then, huh? Hey, Ash! Hey, what, Claire? What are you doing out here? Dad was calling for you and... Huh? Who are these people? I don't know, but they've been hurt. And what are both of you doing just standing around like bumps on a log for? We need to get them back to the house pronto. I'm often referred to as a bump on a log, quite frankly. Alright, that should take care of everything, so for the time being, we should let them rest and try to recover. Explain to me where you two came across these two. In the woods? Actually, it was the other way around. We were guarding our post like normal when all of a sudden they came running up our way. They were being pursued, weren't they? You got it. It looked to us like they were fleeing from a group of soldiers decked out in white armor. White armor? You didn't happen to see anything that resembled a rose on any of their armor, did you? We sure did. Do you have any idea who they were? Listen to me carefully, Ash. As soon as these two regain consciousness, escort them out of the town and say nothing to anyone. Do you understand me? But why? What did they do wrong? Wait, where are you going, Dad? Come on, don't just walk off like that without an explanation. Are you even listening to Claire at all, Dad? These people are hurt. Let's just chill out for now. Alright, Ash? If anyone, I can understand how you feel. But I'm sure Dad has his reasons too, if you take a step back and think about it. Kareem. Cut the guy some slack, will you? It ain't like he's tossing these two out on the doorstep in their present condition now, is he? I guess you're right, but still. Let's discuss it later. I've got to explain the situation to the others who we've got covering our post. I don't think it'd sit well with them if they were left with the impression that we somehow bailed and were neglecting our duties. Where is this? So you're finally awake, huh? Give me a second and I'll go call Claire. A few minutes later. Would you tell me something? Is Wyatt going to be alright? Is that his name? You bet. He's going to be just fine. He's a trooper, I'll say that much. I bound up all his wounds, so I imagine he'll come to sooner or later. Thank you. Very grateful and relieved to hear that. I hope you don't feel like I'm trying to pry or anything, but since you're awake, I was wondering if you could fill us in on a few things, like who exactly were those guys and why were they after you? Because we were on our way to join the Resistance. Resistance? So, what you're telling us is that you were on your way to join up with an organization that outright opposes the Schwarzschild Empire? Or am I wrong here? Rosencreutz. Rosencreutz were after you, weren't they? But how could you possibly know that name? Rosencrantz? You mean the elite soldiers from Schwarzschild's military? Is that who you're talking about? Because that can't be good at all. That's precisely who I mean. Rosencrantz and Schwarzschild Special Forces. They're Knights of the Cross, so to speak. Their prime objective is the quelling of dissidents by any means necessary. That's why anyone being pursued by such a dangerous group as that cannot be permitted to stay here any longer. I must ask that you pack your belongings and leave our town at once. What's got Dad so upset? I've never seen him like this before. Ever. Nothing we can do about it. It looks like the man's made up his mind. Back to the situation at hand, though. If you people are really planning to join up with the resistance, you'll have to take a ship to get there. I knew I could count on you not to leave these people up the creek, Kareem. Now about you, I don't recall catching your name. I'm called Xian. Well, now that we know who each other are, why don't you let me help you find a ship to get to where you're headed? I imagine you'll need an escort, right? But I don't think it would be right to impose on you after everything you've done for us. Although we may live out in the sticks, we're no stranger to stories of the Schwarzschild's empire invading other nations. And for me, that's something I just can't sit idly by and watch them continue to do as they have been. Well, before you go charging out the door like a bunch of madmen, I think we best make some preparations for the road. I'll be getting my gear together in my room on the second floor, so come find me when you're ready to take off. With this town being as far as it is from the borders of the Schwarzschild Empire, we're still safe. But it scares me to think about what might happen in the near future. Why do people have to fight anyway? Okay, so yeah, this is, at least it's at 60 Hz. I was really worried this was going to run like the original Alphadia Genesis. You know, they would remake it and then just have it run at that crappy 18 frames a second. Who are those people carried into town not that long ago? They seemed hurt pretty badly, if you ask me. Do you know what happened to them exactly? Yo, Ash. You don't by chance happen to have a Rosencrantz card on you, do you? Huh? What's a Rosencrantz card? Are you for real? You don't know what they are? They're the coolest trading cards around, man. Where have you been? Living under a rock? Anyway, I need a Rosencrantz card to complete my collection. The only problem is, like, nobody in this podunk town of ours has one. Oh, hey, I know. Since you're probably going to hit up lots of other bigger towns in your travels, can I get you to trade this card to someone else for a Rosencrantz card if they've got one on them? Even if it takes a while to find one, it's totally cool with me. I can be patient until you do. And it's just a reminder, don't pocket my card for your own personal collection if you're going to start one for yourself sometime in the future, alright? I don't want to go outside. Leave me alone. I'm fine, jeez. Going outside's actually okay. On occasion. Let's see, welcome. I'm the local item dealer in these parts. Guaranteed both price and quality. What do you got? I have no money, do I? Oh, I actually own some. I actually have some money. I'm sure I need to buy equipment, though. As is usually the case with these games. Yeah, I mean, I like the improved visuals. I mean, some things like this grass, you know, they're not too hot looking, and the really heavily pixelated look of the battles. I mean, I'm not really in favor of that either, but I am in favor of 60 Hz scrolling. So that more than makes up for anything which I may not agree with. It's a matter of preference too. You know, maybe some people like that pixelated look. It's all a matter of clean equipment. All I can equip is a short sword. I mean, what do I even have on me? I guess I should see what I have. Item purchase roulette. 8 room. Roulette, huh? Oh, okay. Maybe they're... Oh, okay, you don't have to wait for the whole thing, the animation to stop. That's good. It definitely seems like their engines are evolving now. What do I got? Short sword, warm vest, no accessories. Okay, so I already have a short sword. I happened to catch a glimpse of some suspicious men just outside town early this morning. If my assumptions are correct, it could very well be some spies sent from the Schwarzschild Empire. If that happens to be the case, what do you think is going to happen to our town? I'm sure it'll be fine. Hey, wait just a blasted minute, Ash. What in the world are you doing back in town? I swear you're supposed to be watching your post right now. If Denham finds out you're not where you're supposed to be, he's going to give you another earful like last time. Okay, I got the inn, a tiny little inn. Looks like there's not much else here. Oh, Father, what have you? Please don't mind me, Ash. I was simply thinking aloud. Do you think Dad's going to be mad when he finds out about what we're doing? Then again, how could he be when we're doing it to help someone else? Dad's always taught us to help others when they're in need, right? So how about it, Ash? Are you ready to get this show on the road? Yep. Well, alright, bro. Let's pull up some evasive maneuvers and slip out before Dad notices. Well, looks like we're all set and ready to go. But before that, I think it's best to ask and double check that you and everyone else alike understands the basics of energy skills. I need a refresher course. Alright then, here goes. And make sure you listen up. I only want to say this once. Energy is the force that exists in all living entities and is subsequently divided into 6 unique elements. Elementals. As far as their effects are concerned, fire, such as Ash can use, is primarily for attacking. On the other hand, my elemental is earth, which is used not only for attacking, but to augment it as well. Claire's, however, is light and therefore more focused on recovery rather than the dealing of damage to enemies. And from the looks of things, Shion appears capable of harnessing the power of water and wide wind. Also, as you should know by now from experience with monsters, they too have energy attributes. Now here's where things get somewhat tricky. Each elemental has both a strength and a weakness as well. Water is stronger than fire, earth, water, wind is stronger than earth, fire and wind. However, light and dark reciprocate one another in strength. These effects are most obvious during battle when energy attacks are unleashed on monsters with a strength or weakness to that particular elemental. For example, the damage from a fire attack on a water-based monster would be weak, whereas a earth attack would deal significant damage. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope that leaves us ready to blow this joint. Alright then. Let's see how much cash and how many items Claire and I managed to scrounge up around the house. Oh, okay. I guess I should say thanks then, shouldn't? Ah! Did you hear that? That sounded like somebody screaming. Yeah, it was coming from outside. Come on, Ash. Let's get out there and find out what's going on. Everyone else, stay put until we get things under control. You hear me? Hold on a minute. What the world's going on here? We have more of them over here, sir. Rosencreutzes. Somehow we managed to beat them, but... And what have we here? Beating my men is a rather impressive feat, I must say, but... You're the one giving orders around here? I'll be the one asking questions. Now tell me where the two fugitives you're hiding are. Like we're going to tell you or any other soldier that just warrantly invades our town. Very well then. Since it appears we are at an impasse, prepare to be held down by my blade and bid farewell to this world. Oh, he's a normal-sized dude. I thought he'd be like a huge character. This guy's way too strong for us, Kareem. Ha 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 ha. Is that all you weaklings have got? Pathetic. Do tell me there's more than that. Kareem, Ash. It appears that I have found what I came here for. You're... Surrender now before I find myself forced to do things as, how shall I call it, the hard way. Highness, fear not this fiend's empty threats. I flee from this place while I contend with him and buy you some time. So, you believe yourself strong enough to stand against me, do you? A courageous fool indeed. Ha! You will not lay a hand on anyone, rogue scoundrel. What is this? Take these two and get away from here as fast as you can. Whatever you do, do not look back. I'll deal with both this knave and his men. But Dad... Ash, quit second-guessing him and listen for once in your life. This is serious. Fine, but don't you dare die on us. You hear me, Dad? Alright, everyone. Let's make a break for it. You guys have got to do something. What's going to happen to our town? To us if you don't. We've got to find a way to rid us of these soldiers. Do you hear me? Oh, whatever am I going to do? I lost my precious seed bag during all the commotion as the soldiers came marching toward Highland. Though I'm not for sure, I think I might have dropped it somewhere outside town and a monster picked it up. At any rate, if you do happen to come across it, would you mind doing me a favor and return it? Pretty please? I'm scared. What are all these men in armor going to do with us? North, Cave of Lot, south, town of Highland. Am I going north? I don't know. Oh wow, look at that map. You go north or south. Let's try north first. Or maybe it'll tell me here where I'm supposed to go. Okay, go north. Okay. Panting. I would like to request that you allot Shion some time to rest. I feel you, but we really need to keep moving. Don't be like that, Kareem. I'm all tuckered out too. I agree. We should sit down and rest for a bit. Everyone appears to be tired and at their limit for all this running. Not that I think this is the wisest choice, but fine. After we've had a chance to catch our breath, we need to pass through this cave in order to reach Heim. Heim? Do you mean the port town? That sounds like a reasonable plan. If we intend to escape from our pursuers, leaving the continent entirely is probably our best option. And before I forget, let me give you this world map. You should be able to figure out where we are headed fairly easily viewing it. Now you can check the map with the Y button. Party HP and EP fully restored. Oh, hey, Wildy Cat. Alright, let's get going. Yeah, boy, this new engine is quite nice. Like I said, I'm just glad they have abandoned that old engine, their old custom engine that they were using for so many years. so many years. You know, running at that abysmal frame rate. So yeah, this must be their new Unity engine. It just runs a little bit too well for it to be their original engine. What's the matter, Weed? Or Wide? No, it's nothing. We better hurry on. Are you really sure? If I'm not mistaken, you somehow look pale. We can always take a break when tired, you know. Good idea. It'd be troublesome if you collapse later on. Let's have a short break here. The character looks like Goku? Oh, wow. I mean, I do like Goku. Such consideration is not called for. Do not even think of underestimating me. I was merely... Merely what? I mean, you know, that Toriyama style is very popular. So, but EXE Create's art style has been around for a pretty long time, too. Merely what? Forget it. Could it be? Did you notice something, Shion? I get a feeling that the pendant Wide has been wearing is gone. Am I right, Wide? Yes, it is as you say. I may have dropped it somewhere. Is it something expensive? I would not call it expensive. However, it was given from my deceased father when I was ordained to be a knight. Which means it's a memento of your father. Hey, Ash, why don't we search for it? I would like to ask that on my behalf, too. No opposition here. Memories with the family is something so precious. And then it's decided. Let's split up and look for the pendant. So, did you find it? No good here. You? Unfortunately. I'm guessing from those faces, Wide's pendant wasn't found, was it? Yeah, I suppose you couldn't find it too. You're right there. I'm sorry, Wide. I looked around carefully, but the pendant was nowhere to be found. Hey, are you alright, Shion? Yes, I'm fine. I tripped over is all. You know how clumsy I can be. Shion. Alright, let's split up again, and... Enough. Wide? Even while we're wasting time like this, the pursuers are coming after us. We better forget about my pendant, and proceed as soon as possible. Can you give it up that easily? Wouldn't you regret about it? If something happens to Shion because of my blunder, then there will be no such time for regret. And above all, I refuse to be in any more debt to you guys. Hey, nobody here thinks of it as a debt. We're simply doing for you and... It's okay. He may be harsh in word, but he must be worrying about us deep in his heart. Isn't that right, Wide? That's just your imagination. Oh, I see. You can at least try to be more honest. Wide is often misunderstood, but he is actually a really kind knight who cares deeply of his companions. Yeah, I know. He does have a sharp tongue, but his loyalty against you, Shion, is something else. Stop blubbering and let us move our feet. The group of Rosenkreutz must be coming just near us. Okay, let's hurry and go. Yeah, I'm not super into these pixelated characters, especially when everything else is so high res. It's like then you get into the battles and it's like just weirdly pixelated. But just the characters, you know, not the backgrounds or anything. Alright, it's a restore point. I think there was some stuff down here, maybe? I'm just glad that they give us the option to make the battles really fast, to speed up the battles. I think every RPG in the world should have that. At least if it's turn-based, you know. Real-time, obviously, there's less you can do about that. There's a great steel door with a motif of majestic ram carved into it, but it is sealed by some unknown force. Uh-huh. I bet we can buy a key for that, I would guess. Really? No key? It's the aid room. Oh, you can buy stat boosts, huh? Interesting. Okay, well, I guess we don't have an opportunity to buy any keys at this point in time. Maybe we'll find them later in the dungeon? Or not. That'll be the end of the dungeon. Where do I go? No, it looks like I go south. Now I kind of wonder if they're going to do, like if they're going to start redoing some of their long-running series. Because there's a ton of Alphadia games. Ooh, we finally made it here. Yeah, and lucky for us, it looks like the soldiers who are after us haven't managed to make it this far yet. I suppose that means we're in the clear, at least for the present moment. Good thing, my legs are about to fall off from all this running. We should have not much further to go. If we're able to board a ship and cast off, there will be little the Empire can do to follow us. Then let's get to the harbor. What's that? You want to know where to go to find the harbor? That's easy as pie. Just keep going south from here and you'll see it. But just so you know, if you're planning on hiring a boat, I haven't seen any set sail in a long time. Of course there's trouble. The other day, a group of men clad in white armor passed through here. Now that I remember it, I wonder what it was all about anyway. I did hear whisperings, however, that they were on the trail of someone, but who really knows? There was some suspicious merchant selling wares in town the other day. He seemed to be somewhat of a dubious fellow, so I refused to do any business with him. From his crooked accent, however, I gathered he was probably from the town of Centaurus. But enough of the weekly gossip. Why don't I tell you about my new herb cultivation business instead? I've begun growing mullion, and while the potency is of superior quality, it is not well known, so I've been having trouble making any sales. Okay, that's just some throwaway dialogue. Oh, that's right. There's 5 cast members. Potentially 6, I think. I see this one doesn't feature auto-equipping like the last game. Oh, I'm broke! Oh no! I'm sure we're going to fight more stuff. So we'll be able to get more money. Where am I going to find someone who can trade me a slime card? Oh, is that what I think it is? Trade me that card of yours, will you? I'll give you this one for it. Any qualms? It's slime for centaur. Looks like we've got ourselves a deal then. Thanks a bucket load. Where'd you guys come from? Ships haven't been sailing for some time, and... Seriously? You came through the cave? Well, as a word of advice to the wise, beware of suspicious individuals. We're seeing a lot more of them in town these days. Huh? You here to talk business? If not, then I'd appreciate it if you would kindly leave me to my work. Okay, Mr. Grumpy. Great, looks like this must be the harbor. Let's try asking that guy over there about a boat. Excuse me, sir. What, could you tell us when the next ship is due to set sail? Sorry to burst your bubble, kid, but with the way things are now, that'll be most likely never. What do you mean by that? Well, for starters, all the ships moored here in the harbor belong to one man, that being Tessarossa. Tessarossa? Yep, you got it. And without his consent, ain't none of these fine vessels sailing nowhere. Please, good sir, time is precious, and we must set sail as soon as possible. Is there nothing to be done that the situation might be changed? Instead of wasting any more time here, let's beat the bushes and see if we can't find this Tessarossa ourselves. I applaud your zeal, but we have no idea where to even begin looking. Don't worry, y'all. I'm sure he's around here somewhere in town. Hey, thanks. That's a valuable tip. Now come on, everyone. Let's find this Tessarossa guy. People used to be able to hop on a ship and head to all kinds of destinations from a port town like this one. But no thanks to the Schwarzschild Empire, those days of traveling and seeing the world are long gone. I wish we could return to those days when we were able to travel as we pleased. The ocean is grand, I tell you. Shimmering waters of sapphire and the fiery sun's light glistening down upon them. You should take a voyage yourself sometime. I highly recommend it. Yeah, well, we're a little limited in that ability right now, dude. Oh, I don't want to leave town. Is it this guy? Of course it is. If you don't mind my asking, would you by any chance happen to be Tessarossa? Would you? So what if I am? What's that to you? We are in an immediate need of a ship, and given our predicament, we were directed to you. Yeah, and we heard that all of those sweet ships in the harbor belong to you. Time is of the utmost importance. Thus, I beseech you, grant us our request. This is all rather intriguing, I must admit, but it begs the question, why are you in such a hurry? We are being pursued by Rosencreutz, and the three of us, our hometown was attacked and occupied by a number of their soldiers, so we intend to travel to the Resistance base of operations and join their cause. Now you've gone and spilled the beans, Ash. What sort of foolhardy bloke divulges everything to a complete stranger? So, Rosencreutz, is it? Well, if I were in your shoes, I think I might want to do the same. Then please, give us a ride. I must meet with a certain influential figure in the Resistance organization. Her name is Vanessa. Vanessa? I see. So you know her, do you? Yes, but how? That settles it. I'll take you there myself. That is, of course, if you'll allow me to do so. Really? Just like that? Given that you know who Vanessa is, it certainly wouldn't be right of me to turn you down, now would it? Not to mention, this could work out to my own benefit as well. Anyway, if you're really in such a hurry, I'd like to ask that you do a simple job for me first. I imagine in your case it won't be that difficult and could probably be taken care of while I make preparations to set sail. Whatever you need, you've got our cooperation, so what is it you want us to do? If you leave Heim and head due east, you will come across a bridge. Once you reach it, I want you to cross over it and head northeast. There you'll find a warehouse that specifically belongs to me. Enter it and check the middle crate. Inside it you should find a certain ship component. Bring it back here to me. I'll be down at the docks, so make sure you come find me there when you've completed your task. East. Okay. I guess I needed an airship for that place? There's no place to enter from it. It's surrounded by mountains. I think. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I ain't getting in there. Tessarosa's warehouse. Found a ship component in a wooden crate. Okay. Seems weirdly easy. Yeah, it's got some weird artifacting around the characters. Alright, we're going into these high contrast areas. It's interesting. Must be some scaling effects or something. Man, it's hard to get through that bridge. Oh my god. Get in there, man. I need to open up that hitbox a little bit. Wait, was there anything else north? I think there was... I don't think there was. Okay, yeah. Great work. That's just the one I needed. I'll take it in my instruction. Finding the place was sufficient then? Ash handed over the ship components to Tessarosa. With this, we should be ready to cast off. Remember, Ash, even if that's something you want to do, they will be put on the back burner. So if you got any other stuff left to do here in Heim, you'd better see to it and make it snappy. Right. So what do you think? You're about ready to get out of here or what? We're ready. Excellent. Then raise the anchor, men. Finally, looks like we're in the clear. Oh, excuse me. Thank goodness, because I'm beat. Yes, myself included. Indeed, I agree heartily. We have continued moving at an extremely brisk pace ever since we fled Highland. Hey, Shion. Is it okay if I ask you something personal? How dare you speak her name as if that of familiarity? I command you at once to call her by her rightful... Wide, shakes head. Please not worry about what he said. Sometimes he can be a bit overprotective, but he's really a pushover. And as for what to call me, Shion is fine. Great, that worked for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could fill us in on what you know about Rosenkurtz. Oh, let me get some water, boy. Okay. I second the motion. That's something I'd like to hear more about too, and why exactly they're after you. Sure, if it'll be any help, I'll be glad to tell you what I know, though I fear it isn't much. Rosenkurtz are a special military unit within the Schwarzschild army. They were organized nearly half a century ago, and their main mission is to suppress any resistance factions regardless of the threat they pose to the Empire. But you're talking like 50 years earlier than these guys were around. Yes, that's right. The only difference between then and now is that Lord Rosenkurtz, the last great figure of justice to lead them, disappeared without a trace. And at present his son, Maxim, has taken over as the one in charge of their activities under the direction of the Emperor. So, Maxim, is it? The name of the guy who sent those soldiers from Rosenkurtz after you. Yes, and there's more. Vanessa and Maxim were, at one period of time, betrothed to be married. However, unable to accept Maxim's ideals, Vanessa left Schwarzschild, and in doing so became a major figure in the resistance which we oft hear of today. As for Rosenkurtz, they are working under orders issued directly by the Schwarzschild Emperor. Then all this is the Emperor's doing? And the reason why Highland was attacked was because of him too? Ash, then it's clear to me what course of action I must take. I will join the resistance and support their cause. And after that, I'm going to do everything in my power to defeat this Maxim and put down the Empire for good. Karim, Claire, are you with me? Of course we are, dummy. How far do you actually think you'd get without us watching your back? Ah, you said it, Claire. And don't forget that it is our hometown that was attacked too, Ash. We want payback just as much as you do. Right, I didn't even think about that. Having got things decided, why don't we use this time to rest up? It looks to me like everyone could use some time to recharge. I mean, Shion, though things may seem unbearable at present, I implore you to set your worries aside, so that you might rest yourself and regain your strength. Yes, Wide, thank you. I'll do that. So, who do you think those two are, anyway? Why? Does it really matter? Come on, Ash. You can't tell me you think it's strange, can you? I mean, did you notice how knowledgeable they were about the Schwarzschild in general? So what? Maybe they have an axe to grind with the Empire like we do. I don't know. Somehow I get the feeling that their situation is somewhat more complicated than that. You saw the apparel Shion was wearing, right? The cloth right down to the stitching was one of a kind. In fact, the quality was so much finer than my own clothing, I'd be hard-pressed not to assume she's from an aristocratic family. I was actually kind of under the same impression myself. So much so that to the point that I'm almost 100% convinced of it. Those two are definitely from the Schwarzschild, and though I can't say the extent, they for sure have some sort of aristocratic background. You're starting to sound full of it, Karim. How could you possibly know if that were true? 'Cause these eyes are sharp, that's how. That sword Wide's carrying on him is from Schwarzschild, no doubt about it. On top of that, it is quite the costly piece of steel equipment if I've ever seen one. Aristocrats, huh? Be that as it may, we should give them the benefit of the doubt instead of begrudging our trust, don't you think? Whoa, did you just feel that? Yeah, that didn't feel like a normal rocking of a boat either. We might be under attack by monsters. Better get on deck and find out what it is. Man alive, that was some serious craziness out there, you think? Does anyone want to fill me in on when monsters like that started inhabiting the ocean? Your guess is as good as mine. I've never seen anything like that before. Hopefully that'll be the last one we see for the rest of the voyage, though. At any rate, if the engine powering the ship keeps running as smoothly as it has been, we should arrive in Sea Loop by earliest tomorrow morning. What do you say we hit the sack? Here we are. It looks like we managed to make it in one piece. So, welcome to Sea Loop, everyone. Oh, and just to let you know, I've had a change of mind and decided to take you directly to the Resistance facility myself. Are you sure it won't be too much trouble? Well, no, it's appreciated. For a while there, I was actually wondering myself how exactly we were going to get there, since none of us even have a clue where the place is. It'll be over by the east entrance of town, so when you're ready to head out, don't forget to come give me a holler. I've heard rumors that monsters in these parts are a ton more ferocious than those back home. It appears we do not wish to be their next meal. We would be wise to prepare it well and stock up on any items needed for the journey. Oh, right, I just remembered. Hey, Wide, did you even realize the ship was being attacked by a friggin' monster last night? Of course I did, you imbecile. My hands were full dealing with a small horde of them myself. And unlike the rest of you, I was risking my life to protect Xion from harm. I cannot expect to grow 6 new arms simply to cover your deficiencies for whatever the situation happens to befall us. This is just my opinion, Wide, but wouldn't it have been more effective to fight as a group? I say this because you were completely pinned down trying to keep me safe. And it was my lack of means and ability to protect my own self that put you in danger. Oh, you don't need to feel sorry for anything, Xion. In any case, we were just glad you and everyone else are safe. Let's hurry and have a look around town, shall we? This will be my first time ever shopping outside Highland, and I'm too excited to stand still. Wide. Do you think Maxim will come after us? You can count on it. Remember, he is not only after you, but also the ring you are carrying. Hey, you two. Xion, Wide, are you coming or what? Yes, we're coming right now. Huh. I know, what a stick in the mud, huh? I'm assuming he'll warm up to us later. My deck seems to be lacking that one certain distinguishing card. Now, if there were any way to get my hands on that one card, the centaur card. Holy craziness! Is that what I think it is? Looks like you get around in the world of card trading. And if I must say, to go search out a centaur card for me without me even asking you is utterly manly beyond your description. Are you a clairvoyant or something? Now, if you would do me the pleasure of consummating this trade with a swap of our cards. Hurry up now. You know, it's not polite to keep a young girl waiting, right? Got a Skull Knight card? I promise you'll thank me for this later for this. Okay, weird dialogue sometimes. It's like rather fancy speaking for a little child. I'm going to tell you a secret. There's certainly a guy I've fallen head over heels for. So to get his attention, I've decided to make a super duper love potion. Would you help me out and bring me heliotrope so I can make it? Please, pretty please, with a cherry on top? The heliotrope flower is supposed to have the same power to charm someone into loving you like the special dust the pixies use. You're not going to say no, are you? Not after I said pretty please, right? Welcome to our humble town. It's been quite a while since we've had travelers come here by ship for a visit. Then again, that probably has something to do with there not being much here to begin with. You don't happen to have any rare or unusual stones that I could see, do you? The guy living next door was saying that he saw them at the sea cave of Ondigo. I actually want to see this certain one that's supposed to be alive with energy flowing inside of it. I hope to get a glimpse of it at least at least once before I die. If by any chance you find one, would you promise to come back and show it to me? Boy, lots of quests in this little town. Would you please leave me alone and not talk to me? I got into a terrible fight with my meanie father. After that, I left the house and ran away here. But if you really want to know, after having gotten out of there, I feel quite refreshed. I'm never going back home, ever. No way, Jose. Not for 1,000,000 gold, either. Okay. I often hear stories about a resistance group being active in these parts. I even hear that they've got some sort of laboratory set up nearby, but I'll be the first to admit that I've never seen the place. Now, let's just hope and pray to God that the Schwarzschild Empire doesn't decide to set its sights on our humble town. Well, yeah, that means they're probably going to be here. This is the quiet port town of Siloop. Although recently we've begun having problems with puppets, a kind of monster that has been plaguing our town on occasion. The thing about puppets, though, is that they have garlic sprouting from their backs, and the stench that trails them is nauseating. What? You don't like the smell of garlic? Huh, I think you're the evil one, girl. Must be a damn vampire. Mithril hammer, huh? Oh, am I broke again? Oh, great, they can all use it. Is that 2,000 apiece? Oh my god. Okay, broke again. As always. Any accessories yet, so we should probably do a little more grinding. Oh, if we're gonna leave town, then we should speak with Tessarossa first. Okay, fine. Maybe we'll grind next time then. Okay, why don't we stop it there? This is Autopostrophe. You've been watching Alphadia 1 and 2 running on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, so this is I guess a remaster of Alphadia Genesis 1 and 2. And so it's got new art, it's got new dungeons, it's got new monsters. I think the same basic story is happening in the game. So I don't think that's changing that much. But, you know, it's been a long time since I played the original Alphadia Genesis. I mean, that game is, what, 2007? It was a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, I like the fact that they're using their new engine, so we are getting a 60 hertz refresh, you know, finally consistently through their games, ever since their last release a couple months ago. Like I said, I think they've been switching to Unity, although this one doesn't show the Unity logo. Not all games that run Unity show the Unity logo. You know, and again, you know, not that old engine didn't service them for many years. But it didn't run particularly well, and even if you had a cell phone, you know, a pretty good cell phone, they were always kind of chunky in the way that they moved. But that being said, it is kind of nice to see these games again, and it's also nice that they, you know, made this game into basically one package. You know, you can play 1 and 2 separately, but I think they've tied them together a little bit better, and you know, you're going at a price of $18 for the base game, so a pretty reasonable price for 2 games, and each game lasting from, you know, 25 to 30 hours a piece, which again is not too bad for the price. There is DLC you can buy to make the game easier, so it's a pay-to-win situation if you want it to be. But again, it's a single player experience. If you don't buy any of the DLC, it just means that you play the game longer. You're just going to be doing more grinding, which I think is perfectly acceptable. I mean, that's a way to make money and keep the price down on the game itself, which I'm all in favor of. So definitely check it out. I played this on I think I played it on the Wii or the Wii U when they originally did the port, and ever since then I've been following this developer and creator. This developer and publisher for all their games, and they've been really good. The plot of these games is good. The characters are good, and again, if you've never played any of the Alphadia games, then I think this is a good way to jump into it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.